Vitragai.
Namo Vitragai.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo Loe Savasahunam.
Namo Loe Savva Sahunam.
Eso Panchanamukaro.
Eso Panchanamukkaro.
Sauvapavapanasano.
Savvapavappanasano.
Mangalanam cha sauvesim.
Mangalanam cha Savvesim.
Padamam Havai Mangalam.
Paramam Havai Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand. Jai Satya Pulinanandji.
Jai Satya.
Okay, we are talking about the first column. So, anybody has experience they want to share? Ani, Miraben, Ashit?
જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ.
Yes.
મારો એક નાનો અનુભવ છે.
English.
Oh yeah, so I've experienced this little thing. It's I was hoping for a bigger experience, but I haven't, I guess the sanjog hasn't matched together. But basically what happened is there are generally the friends and family and the people around me in the circle are I generally get along with them pretty well. Normally it's not a, what do you call it, it's not a deep relation other than the house guests or like my family. So there are not a lot of clashes, but there are like certain people. So there were like two specifically people I can remember. So one person in particular is their personality is more of an activist kind, and they just want to like, you know, always share some opinions and like have these facts and like agitating like things they just mention here and there. And sometimes I try to like let go of it. Most of the time I try to like, you know, get into one ear and I guess like out from another ear. I try to ignore them or just smile and nod along. But sometimes I get agitated, and I usually try to apply this kalam towards that person. So since past week I've been like trying to do that the most. I don't think I've ever faced a confrontation, but inside it just happens a lot that I just speak a lot of things and I get like super agitated, angry sometimes because the things they say and then my own opinions don't really match up. So they have like really progressive and weird super like out there thoughts, and they kind of like always share that. So it has been really helpful in that sense, because every morning if I do this prayer like first kalam, and then I just be like koi jeev ne, I don't want to be like hinsa ekdam ahinsak bhav. It was helpful. Like I think Pulinanandji was talking about this satsang. I was watching like last week's satsang, and it was more of a reverse experience. I was hoping for another one of those like regular interactions where they would say something and I wouldn't like them and stuff like that. It was much smoother every time like I was doing the prayers. The sanjogs were also very, very helpful, that they never said anything. Like the confrontation situation never happened. And I was also trying my best to be jagrut and be like, and keep in mind that it's just a prakruti and don't see like faults in them. I was trying my best on that part, but at least even then the sanjog were so helpful that they never said anything and I never had to like go through any of those experiences. Another thing was with my professor. So one of my professor is a really, I guess, a hot-headed person. He again is a super old school, and he doesn't really like help out students in the more progressive sense. So if you go to him to ask in like office hours, or if you ask him like any questions about assignments, he's like, why didn't you listen this in lecture? You should have known this. And he's like super frank and like sometimes also harsh with his words. So just 2 days ago, I was trying to ask him about a question that I couldn't like hear in class. So he was like explaining and I missed that part. I asked some friends, didn't help me out. So I was going to his office hours. 4 people were in front of me. everybody had a bad experience because the professor was super frank. Professor was also like, at one point he also screamed a little bit at like one student, but like not scream because like, here usually people don't scream like they scream in India sometimes. But yeah, so everybody had that experience, and I kind of was going in bracing for similar experience, but mine was super smooth. And I was trying to keep my professor in my pratana as well. Anytime I was trying to go for the first Kalam pratana. So it was really helpful. All of these experiences that I was bracing for, I guess, impact, they were pretty smooth, and it was a good experience.
Okay.
Yeah, so that has been my
Pulinanandji?
experience so far.
But that is nice. That's very nice that we are putting the brakes, or we are putting the brakes on not to blow up. Number one, we are deciding not to hurt the ego. So basically, thoughts that come from our mind, opinions that we have formed about the other person, that he is like that or she is like that, those basically get reined in or get stopped, because whatever it is, whatever their past behaviors with us has led us to form opinions that he or she is like this, as you said, hot-headed for the professor and some high-handed for your relatives. So that has happened because part of discharge, and now you are resolving not to hurt. So in a way, you are putting a blanket over your opinions. They are whatever they are, but I don't want to hurt. Hurting happens when we view a person from some angle. If that angle or opinion is resolved or is put on the back burner, it has not been resolved with none, but it has been put on the back burner, and you have given overriding importance to you not hurting the ego of the other person. So first thing, those opinions which are in our mind, they cease to operate. So what happens is, negative vibes don't go out. In terms of, we may not speak, but at the mind level, this fellow is like that, professor hot-headed, relative like that. Those vibes don't go out. You see, that is very important. And you deciding not to hurt, that's a very good thing. But because of the vibes not going out, you do not get any uncomfortable response from the opposite end. In your case, the professor or the relatives. So that is one thing. Number two, when you decide not to hurt someone's ego, what happens is you are indirectly getting into what we call in Gujarati as Sanyam, control of Kashais. In this case, anger and pride. So when we get into that mode of where we are controlling our Kashais, there a lot of suffering gets squared up in the form of tap. Because we are doing tap now, I don't want to hurt the ego. The other fellow may say whatever, but I will not hurt the ego. In this case, you didn't have anything at the opposite end, and that was a different issue. But that tap that comes up, that sanyam or that control that comes up, you are sort of doing penance or tap, which is a sort of self, self-punishment. You're punishing yourself. I'll remain cool or calm. So you're reining in your own man, pride, and anger. That will form tap. That tap is sort of self-inflicted penance. So you are also progressing on a standalone basis. You are progressing on your moksha path otherwise also, because you're ended in your krodh man maya. You decide that you don't want to get angry. So that Jagrati and the reining in is an auxiliary benefit of this Kalam. So it's a very good thing. And this experience will help you a lot. This experience will help you a lot in facing someone who might blow up at the other end. But typically what happens is, when we are on the low profile mode, we are on the low profile mode in the sense you don't want to hurt, don't want to show off, come what may. So automatically the other person also tapers down. This is somewhat similar. This is somewhat similar to the fourth agna. When we practice the fourth agna, that let me do file sambhavinikal, equanimously square off the file. At that time also, it is our vibrations which we rein in, which has an impact on the other person, and he also tones down. So more than what has happened to the other person, here we are basically, by saying this Kalam, we are basically enhancing our Jagrati, our own Jagrati, and enhancing our own Jagrati in the face of our own kashais, our own anger, pride, deceit. We are focusing our vigil on our own kashais, which truly is the need. As our own kashais diminish, our own Jagrati, Atma Jagrati will increase and we will progress in the moksha marga. Files and things are incidental as a result of whatever karmas we have charged. Your professor, your relatives, those are by way of discharge karmas that is coming to you. And in the process of navigating through all those files, we are reining in our kashais. And this reining in of kashais is the true spiritual growth. Incidentally, you didn't have anything coming from the other end. But then it boosts your own moral, na? That if we are cool, things are also cool.
Actually, could I share this one more thing? So in this case, it's much different, and I'm not fully sure exactly how to deal with this. So I guess your help would be much appreciated. So modern era, we have like smartphones and we have all these applications, and there are like all kinds of like opinions and viewpoints out there. And one thing I've noticed a lot is like anytime I'm scrolling on Facebook or Instagram, I get like I guess I get dragged away in or I guess I get immersed way too much that I'm just like scrolling on this app on these apps for like 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. What ends up happening is these apps, one thing I've like looked up is these apps are really trying to give you the most engaging and most extreme content to keep you on it. And what results from that is like I keep on getting all of these like political things, I keep on getting all these religious things, and there are always like people clashing in and out, and I see myself getting dragged into all of that as well, and I'm trying to step away from it. So few things I've done so far is just like try to not use the app as much, or try to pray that, or try to at least like be jagrut, as in like where I'm getting dragged away, where I'm getting like I guess immersed. But other than that, I don't think I have reached any solution, or I haven't reached any, I guess, long-term or consistent solution with these, because I still get dragged into these things, and I still get engaged in all of these like comment conversations and comment wars, I guess, if I can say that one. Because like somebody comments something and then I have to comment because like, hey, you were wrong in this sense. But then I really need to step away from all of these too. Because like it does end up wasting a lot of my time, and it agitates me and it disturbs my, I guess your mental state. Because they keep on giving you like notifications. Hey, like 2 hours from now, somebody like replied to my comment and now I'm again disturbed. 4 hours later, somebody else comments. Now I'm disturbed again for the second time in the day.
Just to understand this comments, and you said is in which application?
Instagram and stuff. So it's like fighting. Generally people, there are political posts, there are what do you call these? Like there are these I don't know, I guess activist posts again, because like I keep getting those for some reason. The algorithm always gives you these kinds of posts. So for example, like let's say there are these few months ago, like there was
It's
Israel and
okay, okay, okay.
Palestine.
Okay,
So
okay, I
stuff like
understood.
that. Yeah.
I understood. Okay, okay. I just wanted to know which application was that. That was
Instagram.
Instagram.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Now, all I'm saying is, having realized that this is dragging you, you're spending 4-5 hours, number two, and number three, you have getting disturbed because you're forced to comment. Forced to comment. So, having realized that it is harming you more than helping you. See, every modern application has both advantages and disadvantages. We must know how to manage or use the application. Like the knife, you can cut the vegetable, you can cut the finger. Iron, you can iron the crease, you can even burn the clothes if it's not used properly. So same way, every application has its plus and minus points. So we have to learn to use the plus and get away from the minus. Now, there are two approaches to get de-addict yourself from social media on say mobiles. First thing is, if we are not able to control our mind, is just stop the or delete that application, say Instagram. You're not active at all. So even if you want to make a mistake, you can't make a mistake. There's no Instagram to what happens, just let me see this, just let me see that, and just that little one see, and then you keep scrolling and scrolling, then you're tempted, hey, this is wrong, you make a comment, and then you're hooked up. You're hooked up. So if we are not able to do that, which is a challenge, I can understand all that. It's not easy. So one thing is just block that application or cut off or whatever. So you are saving that much time and energy. So that is one way to start with. So where what happens is, in such cases, you will have more time with you, and then you must have a focused activity where you use your surplus time. Where, for example, you have to finish up this assignment, or you want to do little more of learning maybe for your some sports, maybe some health agenda you have put in, or weight reduction, or maybe growth of some technical knowledge for your studies, or you want to help someone at your home, some activity, some agenda for your personal growth of maybe your activity supporting what you are doing. In your case, you're studying and you're working. So something which will add value to your activity. Maybe you learn a few things which will help you in your job. You learn something which will help you in your educational career, or you learn some things which might help you at home in whatever way, with parents or anything. So we have to have a specific agenda of activities which I will do for personal growth, and it must be interesting also, because if it's not interesting, you will do it for 2-3 days and you'll stop. Maja nahi aa raha hai isko.
Yeah.
So it should be interesting. You must enjoy it. So if you have a activity and a goal, then you yourself will prioritize your time to give to that activity. I want to do this, whatever that this may be, learn something or do something. So once you have time to go over there, then you don't have time to spend on Instagram or any other application. It's basically time management. All I'm trying to say is, all of us have only 24 hours a day. So if you pump in those 18 hours of working, say opposing 8 hours of sleep, that 18 hours of working life, if you are pumped in with fruitful activities, then obviously time is not left for kachra activities, or as you said, draining activities. I will not say kachra, but draining activities. I just have 20 minutes or 10 minutes, but Facebook, finish. So Facebook and you'll have to also draw a line somewhere. That's only 1 or 2 or 3 apps you have to keep, which will be of value addition to whatever social circle or educational circle you want. Because there are so many apps, no? Facebook, WhatsApp, I know, Twitter, I know, and now this Instagram, I know. There are the spin interest and then n number of other things. So if you make a mental this thing that only this 1 or 2 will be of useful to me, and I need to be active only on this. So that also will help. You only have limited thing, then you have planned your activity or day such that you're busy with so many other things that you don't have time for all this stuff. those are two auxiliary ways where you can wean yourself away from the harmful effects of social media dragging you. Like
Yeah.
in weight reduction, I came across a very nice experience someone shared that typically who are on a weight reduction project, they are tempted by eating good stuff, they eat a lot of sweets, oily food. They had enjoyed life and now they want to put a break on that. But the mind doesn't allow that,
Hmm.
थोड़ा मीठा खा लेते, थोड़ा fried खा लेते, ये वो. When they sit to it, it's difficult to control the mind. They have a nice diet plan, they have everything and all. So what one dietitian suggested is that when you sit down to eat, first eat all the salad and all the non-weight putting on this thing. So if your stomach is say 50 or 70% full, then obviously you have only 30% place left to eat all the good things which you are not supposed to eat from the weight put on point of view. So fill your tummy with all the other stuff so that there's left space for these things on which you are not able to rein in your mind. Similarly, pack your day in such interesting other activities that you don't have time for the other draining activities. This is one way of time management and getting away from it. And after you get an advantage, after a period of time when you feel, yes, this is helping you, this is making sense, then what happens is, otherwise also for the long-term personal good as a person, then you will become more focused on what you should be doing for your personal life, your educational life, your spiritual life, and be more focused. These are important things for me. And the moment you remain more and more focused, then the attachment that you have towards social media will diminish. The importance of social media will diminish. It's not adding value to it. And then you will be in control of how much WhatsApp to do, how much Facebook to do, and how much to do. Because it's of low importance, low priority, low value addition. Maja nahi aa raha hai itna. My time is being wasted.
Yeah.
So if you see more fruitful utilization of your time, yes, then you can do it. So that will help you to go towards that end. So to begin with, one is a damn full stop. Instagram nikal do. And number two, have some more meaningful, fruitful activities so the time left is less for you. And number three, a focus in life. So that will all this will pull you towards this thing. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Jai Sachidanand.
Deepakanandji?
V. Sachidanand, your first thing, and the professor and people at home, see, Akram Vignan works from inside. What we decide, what we resolve, these words, what we have got from Dada Bhagwan, they are his experience words for several lives. He has said he had been following them. And so when he has given us, when we keep that in our mind as our resolve, as our decision, it impacts on us, it impacts on the other person also. So as Dada has said, the world is your reflection. The world is your photograph. So what we are inside, we will say like circumstantial evidences are different. But the scientific circumstantial evidence, the scientific part or the invisible part, what is working within us, it has a great impact on circumstances. So the complete picture we get, and that's how it changes the whole scenario. One of the basic evidence and important evidence is scientific part from inside, which is not visible, and it is working within us. So it has a great impact on you as well as the person you are interacting with. Did you get that?
Yeah.
This is how it is working. This is how everything what Dada Bhagwan has given is working.
Right.
The second part regarding Instagram and those stuff, ask it, what are you seeking in that? What is the purpose of getting into that? And you said like sometimes it takes your 2, 3, 4 hours time. And one thing is there, one good principle what Dada has given. If you say something and the other person the other person reacts, he doesn't accept, then you have to stop. You don't have to further justify your stuff because what you have said should be final. Otherwise, you are just going back and forth. And that's what really happened in that, I believe. And
Exactly,
it goes on and on and on and on. And it's like after 2 hours, you see that someone has commented on your opinion, then you get mad. What's going on? He doesn't know. And you try to justify yourself. So these are, I believe, unwanted mental exercise, inappropriate use of our intellect, which is not necessary, absolutely. And what is the outcome?
exactly. Nothing. It's pointless. Yeah.
Yes. So I believe you go out and play basketball will be better for a 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour. You'll get stronger, much stronger. And this thing really damages your mind. So after that, 3, 4 hours, if you're doing something, I believe you won't be able to focus very well, isn't it? So understand that with the foresight, make a decision that this is of no use. I need not get into that. What is the main principle? If I say something, if I get a reaction from the other person, I must stop. That means my idea, my understanding is not reaching the other person, and he's simply arguing. So, where arguments are there, then conversation is not healthy.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So this way we can very easily come out of this, because our time is very important. I don't think so you have all the time in the world to spend 2-3 hours like that. But you know, it keeps you connected very badly because you don't want to leave. That's why. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai
Jai
Sachidanand.
Sachidanand. Thank you, Ashit. Anybody else? Okay. Okay, so Pulinanandji, you want to do some thorough visit today?
Okay.
There's nobody with experience. Okay, I believe we left it at this one. ભાવે કરીને કેવળ શુદ્ધાત્મા સર્જકની કોઈ બી મેસમાં જોઈતી નથી.
Okay. Okay. So, હું ક્ષણે ક્ષણે સદાય સર્વથા. May I in each moment of my life be completely immersed in the realm of the absolute bliss of the pure soul and never trespass into the alien realm of the mind, speech, body. May this firm resolution of mine be fulfilled. Yeah. So what we are saying is kshane kshane sadai sarvata. That means from moment to moment. Sadai means for all time, and sarvata means from in all situations. In all situations, for all time, and moment to moment. May I remain in my pure soul. That means I remain in my pure sense. Swasatta means the soul, realm of the soul. That is constant awareness that I am the pure soul, constant awareness of the observer status of Jnata Drashta. And temaj, and also may I not kadij pravesh temaj parsattama kadij pravesh na karu. That means I do not enter into this mind body switch. That is, I do not get engrossed in my mind body switch. Evo dೃಢ ನಿರ್ಣಯ ನಿಶ್ಚಯ. May that firm resolution of mind that fulfilled. This is a very important thing, a crux, of all these 5 agnas. What is the end result that I want? The end result is that I remain in my pure soul awareness. I remain as the observer, and I just see what is happening in the mind body speech, and I do not get entangled into it. I do not get engrossed into it. That is the main meaning of this sentence. Let's just go up. હે વિશ્વવંદ્ય પ્રકટ શુદ્ધાત્મા સ્વરૂપ પ્રભુ, મારા સર્વ પ્રકારના સર્વ દોષો મને ક્ષમા આપો, ક્ષમા આપો, ક્ષમા આપો. Daya apo, Shanti apo, Samta apo, Satya apo, Tyaga. So now this is just prayer to the pure soul within us, that I seek forgiveness for all the mistakes, all types of mistakes that I have done, and please give me Shanti, peace, Samta, Satya, Tyag, and Vairagya. So that means your divine compassion, equanimity, truth, renunciation, and detachment. So it's asking for the forgiveness, and then ultimately I want all this. Okay. Hey, Maharaj, sir. Okay. સંસાર ભજવન આરંભ કાળથી યાદ દિનની અધ્યક્ષણ પર્યંત આ જગતના જીવોને કંઈ પણ શંકા કુશંકા કરી કરાવી કે અનુમોદી. બરાબર, fine, okay. So now here basically we are now seeking forgiveness for whatever mistakes we have done since since the beginning. Since the beginning. Beginning means beginning, really speaking, starts from the human being when our ego has manifested, where our kartapan has manifested. Really speaking that, and truly speaking, after we come into India and we experience that we are responsible for whatever karmas we do and all that, you know. So it has both meanings, but we can say from this day we come into human being, the day ego is manifested, the day we start forming karmas. From that point onwards, I am asking for forgiveness of all these various karmas. Just can you go up? Can you scroll?
Yeah, but in this one, Pulinanandji, this is gross pratikrama. Can call it this as gross pratikrama?
Yeah, it is a gross pratikrama of various types. Basically, it is it's throwing light on that these are some of the types of mistakes we could have committed, and afterwards, whenever we are free, we can ponder over these and see wherever we could have made mistakes of this type, and of course all the other types. So I will just go into this thing. Shanka kushanka kari kara. Can you just see the English one? Yeah. You have to go up.
Oh.
No.
Oh, you would go next one, right?
Just little the English one. The bottom. Let's go down.
Okay.
Bring it up. So from the beginning of this worldly drama till this moment, for all times that I have doubted or been suspicious of any living being, kahin pan shanka, kushanka, so any doubt or any suspicions. Kushanka means wrong suspicion. The person may have not done something wrong, but yet I still be suspicious that he might have done something, you know. So that is shanka, and that is kushanka. Then may I have done it, may I have asked someone to do it, or may I have supported someone to it. Karyu, karavyu, ane anumodyu. Which is kind of aparad. Aparad means you know, it's connected with viradna. Aparad is connected with viradna. That means all spiritually higher living beings, that acharya, guru, Tirthankar, Bhagwan, you know, Lord, God, everybody, all those spiritually evolved people, to say things against them or to see bad things about them, cast suspicions on whatever their preachings are, you know, that is called viradna. And if I do that viradna, in spite of knowing the fact that I should not be doing this viradna, if I know that I should not be saying these nasty things, yet in the heat of the moment, or just because something has gone wrong, and I throw aspirations on them, oh, those are useless people. I prayed to them, nothing has happened. They're of no use to me. They are useless. I know I should not be saying this, but I still say it for a heightened ego state, or arrogance, or frustration, or whatever it is. So that is called aparad. Doing viradna where I know I should not be doing viradna, that is called aparad. So whatever aparad that I have done or ask someone to do or support someone doing it. That is the second thing. Shanga, kusanga, kaipan aparad, kaipan avinay. Avinay means not being polite, not being courteous. You have to be polite and courteous to any senior citizen, any person for that matter. And not being polite is being impolite. So that is avinay. Kaipan aparad, avinay, na karay. Antray. Antray means I have blocked someone in whatever way. Antray means to block someone, to pose a hindrance to someone in terms of finance, in terms of freedom, in terms of money or whatever. Any type of antray that I have done, hindrances that I have done, hindrance error as they call, antray karma as they call. So any type of hindrance that I may have done, again all the three, I have done, asked someone to do or supported someone doing it. Then comes the 6 vows, the 6 solemn vows. Ahimsa means non-violence and all that stuff. So all those type of gross errors that I have done, I wholeheartedly confess and humbly beg for forgiveness. That is the gentle this thing that we do in this part of it. And okay. Yeah.
You want to talk about the 6 solemn vows?
Okay, if you want, we can just say the 6 are basically the 5 Mahavras as there in the Jain terminology. First is ahimsa, non-violence. Then achaurya. Achaurya means stealing. Then aparigraha means acquisition of worldly things. Asatya means not speaking the truth or telling lies. Then what else remains? Ahimsa, achaurya, aparigraha, brahmacharya. Brahmacharya means celibacy. So those are the 5. And the 6th is, Ratri Bhojan, or what they say is having food after sunset. Having food after sunset is also being considered as a Mahavrat, as it is a helpful thing. So that is how the 6 things have been enlisted. That whatever errors I have committed about these 6 things, I am asking for forgiveness. That's the import of the whole thing.
Okay, before we go next one, anybody has questions on this? Yeah, Rani has a question. Rani, okay, hold on. Okay, Rani. Rani, unmute.
Okay.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. One question I had, because it comes up in 9 Diamonds and also in Charan Vidhi, is when we say supporting someone doing, like, I don't want to do it, I don't want to support someone doing that. Can you explain what that means?
You see, I may have slapped someone or hurt someone. That is number 1. Number 2, I don't do it myself. I ask someone else to do it. You go and hit him here. He's so and so, he's bad, this. So I ask someone to do the error or slap someone, say for example. Third thing is someone has slapped and come and told me, I slapped that fellow. I straightened him up. I gave him a piece of my mind. And then I said, good, very good. You did a nice thing. That person is fit for such a thing. So where we encourage that person or we support that person, that you have done, what you have done is good. When he does something wrong and you say, yes, you have done the good thing. So that is called supporting. Or,
Okay.
or you encourage someone doing it,
Okay. That's very helpful. And then the other question I had was, it says 18 types of sins. Are those the ones listed above, or are those separate from?
18, those 18 sins, they come from they come from Kramik marg. In the Jain philosophy,
Okay.
18 sins have been enlisted.
Okay.
Basically, in the Kramik marg, what they say is that a person commits a sin in so many ways, and that so many ways have been classified into 18 categories. So, of which we know about 10 or 11, so we already know. For example, this Krodman Maya Lobh, anger, pride, deceit, and greed. Then Rag, Dvesh, attachment and abhorrence. So these 6 are anyway part of those 18. Then the 5 Mahavrats that we just said, celibacy, truthfulness, then non-stealing, then non-possession, and non-hurting, ahimsa. So these 5 also fall into that category. So we know 11. Then criticizing someone, or as they say, backbiting and that stuff. That also is one of the sins. So there are a few more. So this is just a classification of what are the activities a person does which will lead to suffering for himself, or which is called as sin. The wrongdoings have been classified into 18 categories and labeled. So that's how these 18 things come. Dada Bhagwan has simplified for us as that prapta man vachan kahati, that by mind, body and speech, may I not hurt anybody, even slightly, So everything sort of comes into this. Everything. Sincerity, morality, may I not take something which is not legally or which has not come to me such as such on its own. So for us, it is that. This is the classification in the Jain scriptures. So that is it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Or anything wrongdoing. Any wrongdoing is a sin.
I have one question, and it is about the flow of the Charan Vidhi itself. So we started with, that we namaskar to Shuddhatma all the many janmas we've been. Then we pray to Dada Bhagwan, and then we ask that we stay close, we remember, we do all of this. Then we go into saying we're sorry for all the sins we have committed until now. Then it comes into, we say the Siddha Stuti itself, like the Shuddhatma, what we are, how we are, we do. Is there a reason why we do this, as Rajni Dada said, we do the gross pratikraman at this point in this? Is there a reason, or is it just because we're slowly bringing, because even we say, at the end we say Chaitanya Gan Swarupi Eva Shuddhatma Chu, but before we say Nishchay Nirnaiti Shuddhatma Chu. So is it that we have to be slowly brought deeper and deeper into Shuddhatma? Is that slow?
No, it is like this.
Huh.
Basically, it is called Vyavhar Nishchay Charan Vidhi. So we are asking something from the Vyavhar point of view, and something from the Nishchay or the real point of view.
Correct.
So in the Vyavhar point of view, we are one thing is asking for forgiveness for the sins that we have committed. And from the Nishchay point of view, we are trying to get into the awareness that we are, our true nature, our true soul, that I am the soul. But how? With all these properties, Anandana, Darshan and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yes.
So because this is Akram Vignan and we have got this by the grace of Dada Bhagwan.
Bhagwan, correct.
The I that was first imposed in the body form, that I am the name bearer. Now that belief has changed that I am the pure soul.
Correct.
But the belief has changed, the remaining still things have to be cleansed up. So that that Antaratma state, the intermediate state, is asking that from the Weaver point of view, I want all this, strength to remain in awareness and all that, give and forgiveness for all the mistakes. And that, but who am I? I am the pure soul with XYZ properties. Anand Gnana, Anand Darshana, Anand Shakti. So this is what that I is trying to do: get out of the body and remain anchored in the soul. So it's a two things that are being done. So it is called Vyavahar Nishchay Charan Vidhi. When we ask for some things in the Vyavahar, and we also do some things in the Nishchay. That is the basic import of the whole Charan Vidhi.
Jai Sachidanand. Thank you.
I tell you, this Charan Vidhi, if done properly, it is fantastic. It has all the ingredients for a Mahatma. You know, someone who joins, say, Ramakrishna, someone who joins Vaishnava, Jain Dharma, then there are always, that now you should do this, some rituals, practices, prayers, and all that stuff. Now, if I, as a Mahatma who has been initiated in Datra Vigna, what should I do? And what I do is that this is Charan Vidhi. What in the real, and what in the relative. So that is how it is there. For Mahatma, everything is put into this.
Jai Sachidanand. Thank you. That completely answered my question. Thank you.
Okay. Jai Sachidanand. Anybody else? Okay, Pulinanandji, you want to continue? You want to do some Aptavani?
Okay, we can do some Aptavani.
Okay, we had just started with the first one. What is religion? And yeah, that's where we.
Okay. Do you remember till what point we had come?
Yeah, we had talked about the mango. Okay. And that's what then we were going to go. Similarly, you can have.
Okay. Similarly, you can say that a thing is in its innate nature, dharma, if it exhibits its innate nature. The belief, I am the body, or to believe the body, the non-self, to be your real identity, is dharma of another, or paradharma. To believe the self as the self is one's own dharma or nature. That is Atma Dharma or Dharma of the self. So here again, it's elaborating on the dharma aspect of it. That dharma means its innate nature. What is our innate nature? The pure soul. So the belief that I am the pure soul is the pure Swadharma. And the belief that I am the body is the Paradharma or the Dharma of the body. Okay, fine. Can you scroll this?
Yeah. Yeah, Shaila Ben, just a minute, okay, Shaila Ben. Okay, Shaila Ben.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know I was unmute. Jai Sachidanand, everybody. This is the last para. When I read the Aptamani, the last para, I'm reading it again and again, because what we have been taught as what is the meaning of Dharma in our Hindu scriptures and all that is, we've always been taught it's a code of conduct. It's like this is your duty and the Dharma in your life. And somehow what here we are talking about the Dharma of the self. How do I try to I mean, is it like a separate thing? That is because it's Vyavahar, that Dharma is different. I'm still trying to understand this last paragraph.
You see, dharma, the word, I'll have to go a little bit in Hindi or this thing, See, dharma means, there are two connotations to dharma. Dharma as the relative meaning is, which religion do you belong to? You're a Jain, Vaishnava, like that. That is the Vyavahar. pure meaning of it. And the technical meaning as meant by the lords, the enlightened persons, Vastuna Dharma goes to its sort of its properties. Properties of anything is called the dharma. Property of gold is, its color, it will not rust, and it has some density.
Okay.
So that is the dharma. Then what is the dharma of the eyes? Dharma of the eye is to see. Dharma of the ear is to listen. The function, the function. Dharma as understood by way of function in English. So the function or the property is called dharma in a different viewpoint, from a different viewpoint.
Yes, yes.
Vastu no dharma, the property or the functioning of that thing, it's in innate nature. Dharma has been, what we can say, interpreted, or as not interpreted, but you see, this is what is called dharma. Dharma has two meanings. It depends on which context it is used. The same word dharma has two meanings.
Yes.
One is the Jain dharma, or Jain religion as we call it, and one is the property of the objective or the function of the object. That is its dharma. Dharma of the eyes is to see, is the function is to see. So this is the real meaning as given in even our Vedanta or even in Jainism also, the true meaning.
Okay.
And this was also told by Lord Krishna to Arjuna also.
So and then for dharma,
both meaning, that means this word has two meanings. We are aware of the first meaning, as you said, the relative meaning.
Yes, yes.
This word is also used to tell something else in the second manner. The function of the property or the innate nature of the thing is called
innate nature. Okay.
Innate nature is also called. You understand?
Pulinanandji, so with this one, if you relative meaning of the dharma would even eventually lead to the real definition, right?
Yes. All relative dharmas are suitable for the respective people based on their evolution, based on their development. A roadside laborer will not be interested in soul matters. He will need cross religion.
Yes. Okay.
A Muslim will have a development, a Christian will have a development, a Parsi will have a development, a Vaishnava will have a development, a Jain will have a development. So there are 14 lakh layers of human being. That's what Dada Bhagwan said. 14 lakh layers of human development.
Okay, got it.
So depending on the development of the person, he will get an appropriate relative dharma.
Okay. Now I get it. Yeah.
And then he will gradually advance. Like we have the typical example given by Dada Bhagwan to explain this is that just like in a school, there are various grades, standard 1, standard 2, standard 3, standard 10, SSC. So depending on the standard in which the student is studying, he will get a teacher appropriate to that standard. So if a child is in the 5th standard, then a 10th standard teacher is of much use to him. 10th standard syllabus also is of not much use to him. But he needs a 5th standard syllabus and a 5th standard teacher. So he gets a religion and a guru of that suitable to his development, so that he goes from the 5th to the 6th standard, from this religion A to religion B. So he gradually evolves. And how do you define evolvement? Evolvement in dharma, evolvement of dharma. Because someone asked, there are so many religions, which is the right religion? Dada Bhagwan said, all religions are right, but all religions are right, but they are not equal. like in standards, all standards of the school are right, but they are not equal. First standard is not equal to second standard. So all religions are right, but they are not equal. And the gradation is based on the amount of non-violence it preaches. As you preach more greater and greater non-violence or non-hurting to living beings, those are higher religions. You know, you should not hurt any living thing. And then higher than that will come a religion where you are told as to who you are, where a seeker goes towards seeking his true self. Those are higher order religion. And then where one understands who one really is or realizes who, that is the final dharma. The gradation of relative dharma, Jain, Vaishnava, Christianity. So that is the gradation based on the development of the individual. Based on that. So that is where it is, the differences in dharmas and all that stuff.
Got it.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, so Pulinanandji, our time is almost there. We want to continue with Kalam 1.
Okay, we can go for Kalam 2. I think we can go for Kalam 2 or yes, I think we can go for Kalam 2. No problem. So everybody will practice the Kalam 2. That is, ask for strength of Kalam 2 and see what experience you have. કોઈ પણ ધર્મનું કિંચિત માત્ર પ્રમાણ ના દુભાય. Dharma means the belief system that one carries, you know, that is dharma. And the second dharma is, as we traditionally know, is that the Christianity, the relative dharma, Muslim, Hindu, so that I do not hurt the feelings of a Muslim if I am a Hindu. So may I not speak ill of any worldly religion. Or also dharma is a sense the belief of every living being, you know, he believes. So those are two meanings of the word dharma in the second kalma. So please ask for strength of the second kalma and see how your awareness goes. At the same time, you don't have to forget Kalam 1. That will also remain at the back of the mind. And maybe we can share experiences of both. Primarily focus on number 2, and then we can have experiences on the second column, and let's see how we go ahead. That will be the homework. Okay. So
Ashit, you came first time. What do you, any comment you have for today, Ashit?
No, definitely. Yeah, I really appreciated the part where we were talking about Charan Vidhi, because I also wanted to learn a bit more in depth about Charan Vidhi. So it was quite helpful. And also, yeah, the Aptavani also helps. It just clears so many different concepts.
Yeah, very good. Also, you know, everybody need to brush up what we talked about Charan Vidhi, and if there's some questions, bring it next time, okay? Thank you.
Yeah.
Pulinanandji, can you do Srimant? Everybody can follow.
Namo Vitragaya.
Namo
Vitragaya.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Vajjayanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo Loye Savasahunam.
Namo Loye Savasahunam.
Eso Panchana Mukaro.
Eso Panchana Mukaro.
Sauva Bhava Panasano.
Sauva Bhava Panasano.
Manglanancha Sabesin.
Mangalancha Sabesin.
Padamam Havai Mangalam.
Padamam Havai Mangalam.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand, everybody.
Jai Shri Pulinanandji, Jai Satchidanand,
Jai Satchidanand, everybody.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand Mahatmas. Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.